All praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. And this is just going to be, well, I'm planning for it to be a short video on this situation that occurred where a woman attacked a delivery driver. And one of the first things in this video that stood out to me was that somebody had fringes on, man. And then I was thinking to myself, you can see the fringes there, and I was thinking to myself, like, the woman had the most anger really initially towards the Israelite with fringes on. So then I got to thinking that she probably a scoffer, right? She was calling him a handy dandy, handyman and all that, right? She was running her mouth, she was pointing her finger at him, right? She locked him and the other guy that was with him in the house. She attacked the man that she was with in a relationship, but she said he's not her husband, right? And several things was going on in that video that is too much to like just think about all at once, man. That for starters, she was a woman that clearly thought she was some hyper intelligence because she felt the need to tell him that she's got a degree, but her degree did not make her know that if you're measuring or wanting to move a fridge into your house, you have to measure all the spaces, right, that the fridge is going to get into. So if you're not sure whether it could fit through the front door, you'd have to measure the front door space, and you wouldn't measure you measure from the inside gap, because that's the space that it's going to be going for. You don't measure from the outside of the gap and include the borders that would be around the sides of the gap of the door. You'd measure the inside, right? Then you'd have to measure the space that the actual fridge is going to go into. But she didn't do that. So then she got embarrassed, right? And she was thinking that, oh, they don't know how to use a tape measure, when really, no, you don't know how to use a tape measure. She tried to lock him in the house. She was telling him to sit down. But then at the same time, she's telling them don't touch nothing in their house. She sat in their car. She sat in their truck, right? And I'd say that brothers need to watch this, man. Eve is a demon. The average Israelite woman right now on this earth is a demon, man. And it don't matter how highly education they got, because this woman apparently was a doctor. You know what I mean? She was a doctor. I think she's like some kind of pharmacist or something like that. But she was going on like an absolute demon. She had punched the man in the face, tried to kick the Jake in the head. That was, and she stole one of the men's bag and put it on her back. She took his backpack. She took his backpack out of the truck, if I'm not mistaken, put it on her back, and just tried to keep it. She told the Jake that she was in a relationship with to shoot one of them. You understand? And this is what goes on in the world all the time. And that Israelite woman gets Israelite men killed all the time. And that's why there's so many videos going out about how the Israelite woman's a demon. Let me see if I can. Like, this woman was a. Let me see if I can quickly scan forward and see if I can get any footage of her on the, like, there she is sitting on their truck, on the steps of their truck, right? She was just a complete demon, man. This woman was a demon. An absolute demon, mate. She's sitting on the truck, right? And she really thought that she had some kind of power over them. The Jake that she was trying to steal his backpack must have been at least, at the minimum, I would say 6'3", and at the top of it, I would say he might have been like 6'7". And she's there trying to steal his bag. And if he would have just turned up for 1 second, he could have laid out everyone involved in that situation. And she was trying to give 100%, and he didn't even need to. But women think that just because a man's stronger than them, that the man has to restrain himself all the time. But when all hell breaks loose in the day of Yahweh's wrath, women like this would never try that. She would never try what she tried in this situation, on this particular day, at this particular time. If it was the day of the Lord's wrath, she would never have tried that. She would never have spoken to him in that way ever in her life. She would have shut her mouth. She would have apologized for not measuring the thing properly. She actually tried to lock him in the house, and this is what I mean with this world, right? And this is how we're setting snares, man. We're in the midst of snares. The devil's going about like a roaring lion, seeking who he may devour. And this woman definitely took a look at them fringes, and she knew, in my opinion, exactly what those fringes meant, man. And she was offended that an Israelite was in her house, that a person that believes the Israelite doctrine was in her house, and she didn't know how to handle it, and she kind of didn't want to admit that that's what it was. This is my opinion. She didn't want to admit what it was that was going on with her, and spirits jumped on her, man, and she couldn't handle it. So then she started just taking it out on everyone. Because according to her, the Israelites are a joke. That's what she's probably said in her mind. The Israelites are a joke. But then she couldn't measure the gap to put her fridge in properly. Because it's not down to the staff that are coming to bring the fridge into your house to measure the gap, to measure the space that you want the thing to go in. That's your responsibility. And she couldn't do it properly. But then yet she's thinking that she's some super smart and high intellect to where she's got to tell them that she's got a degree. The degree didn't help you get that fridge into your house. It didn't help. It didn't help, man. And there's many women. This is just one woman that's got this same kind of attitude. A lot of women have got this same kind of attitude, and not just the so-called black woman, the Latina woman, the Native American woman, and women of other nations have got the same thing on them, man. Because it's a demon, it's a spirit. Somewhere in the spirit world, there's probably a demon that sounds exactly like Eve be sounding in these days, man. Snapping its fingers, twisting and shaking its head, grabbing grapes out of the atmosphere, twerking, like a demon that twerks, man. There's probably a demon in the spirit world that twerks. And it jumps on in the majority of Israelite women, man. And it's like they say it's a Jezebel spirit, right? That's what some people say. And it even mentions that spirit in the book of Revelation, man. Like this video is insane what this woman does. She ends up bleeding from her mouth. She says, she says, actually has the nerve to say, I'm going to press charges when she's climbed in the guy's van to try and stop them from driving off. Like, who do you ever see the Israelite, the so-called black woman, act like this towards, other than the so-called black man? She doesn't act like this towards anyone else. Maybe she act like it to someone that's working behind the counter at customer service, but I ain't never seen her act like this towards Esau ever in my life. I've never seen her do it. Everyone thinks that they can disrespect the Israelite man, but watch, man. Micah chapter 7 and verse 8 to verse 10. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her which said unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? Like this video, man, if you watch it, is insane. And I'll try and put the link in the description box. But this video is insane, how this woman goes on. And I personally think that one of the catalysts, that it wasn't just about the fringes. It's about, that it's not just about the fringe. It's about she saw the brother with fringes on. This is my opinion. That bugged her out, right? Then she thought she was smarter than him and thought she could disrespect him and thought that she was going to be able to tell him to sit down and he's going to listen to her. He didn't listen to her. Found another way out of the house, got out of the house, and he stepped away, and he wasn't even involved in any of the fighting. It was another brother, another so-called black man that was going through it with the woman. She tried to steal his bag. You know what I mean? And she was trying to get them to hit her so that she can try and call the police. And even her neighbor came outside, and even her neighbor, some Edomite woman, knew that she was going off. And she probably don't want that woman living by her anyway, so she's probably trying to get her hope to be glad if she gets fired. If she got fired because of this, she'll probably be glad. And it shows that the plague on Eve is the way how she is a demon. Because the way how this woman was going on in this video is not normal. And this is what a lot of these women these days are not acting normal, because the men that they want to be with don't want them. They thought that there was something special in the world, and they found out that they're not. And on that, I'm going to say shalom.